The point is, don't worry about awkward silences. When I say, tell me about Patrick's sex life, you're going to be like, it wasn't that great, even though if you hesitated.
He was a beginner. No, I did not have. I did not experience it. I'm sure he was a beginner, though. I mean, weren't we all?
1, 2, 3, 4.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the outro for episode 92 of the On the Runs podcast. It is Wednesday night. Erica is back. We have internet connection. What's up, Eham?
I'm here. I apologize for just dropping out the other day. Let me just tell you how frustrating that is when technology does not go your way. I was fighting with it for a long time, and I'm just so bummed I didn't get a chance to tell Pam how awesome she is and how we loved having her on.
Pam is awesome. Hey, let's go back in time, Wayne's World, and why don't you bring us back? We'll just, here, you ready? Bop, take it back.
Pam! We love you so much, Pam. I can't thank you enough for all the stories that you shared with us. You're just so honest and raw and real, and we really appreciate that.
Raw, good
I really
word.
hope that I really hope that everybody resonated with it as much as we did, and the feeling of love is so mutual. Let me just tell you that. We absolutely adored having you on here, and we can't wait to meet up, hopefully in April.
This is a neat thing because it is Wednesday night. It's been 36 hours since it dropped, so I can actually tell you, like, in the outro, the response it got, which was an amazing response. So many people loved it, and they loved how I didn't edit so much and how we let her just talk and do her thing and share her story.
Oh, yeah.
There were times when she goes, you can just edit this out. And then when I'm listening to it, I'm like, no, it just makes it better.
No,
There's one thing I should have edited out. I listened to after because I actually went and listened to this episode. I don't usually do that the week of. I was cleaning the kitchen. I was playing it on the Amazon Alexa. And I realized at one point she talks about her passwords, and I'm like, ooh, I should have edited that one out. I forgot.
Well, I'm certainly glad you left that end blooper in because I cracked up. I totally forgot that.
You forgot about that?
I did. Like, I was embarrassed over that question. We don't want you to talk about Patrick's sex. Oh my God, I died.
It wasn't even a question. I was just using it as an example.
Well, no, I know. But you had to go there, didn't you?
Like to say, hey, it's a podcast. Don't worry if you hesitate. If I'm like, hey, what's your favorite color? And you're like, blue. I'll edit that out and it'll be like, hey, what's your favorite color? Blue. Oh, cool. You like blue. Awesome. Like, don't worry about awkward silences or if you have to think or sing the word 1,000 times. I'll only edit out about 285 of those. But yeah, it's a ton of fun editing.
I laughed.
And it's a ton of fun getting those bloopers. So if you guys are listening, you're like, oh, what are they talking about? You don't usually make it to the end of the episode or you don't listen after the outro music. I always throw in, we call it a blooper. It's not necessarily always a blooper. It might just be something really funny that I thought was funny and perfect. So in this case, it was something from after I hit record, but we've yet to start with Pam. And I asked her a question. You'll have to go back.
Excellent icebreaker, right?
Yeah. It's a great icebreaker. You'll have to go back and listen. But that was a ton of fun. What wasn't fun was your Riverside issues. And these have actually been going on for 3 weeks now.
Yeah. I'm really, really sad about that. So we're going to have to contact Riverside, figure out what's up with their app. They updated a couple of times and we still couldn't get it to work. Even with the guest that we recorded with the other day, couldn't get it to work. So it's not just me.
It's not just you. It's people using their mobile device. So you've used your phone for Riverside for the past year and it's been amazing.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. And the phones have great cameras. And the video is great. But right now, I'm looking at a very grainy Erica who's on a dinosaur of a computer. Tell us about your dinosaur computer here. Your Toshiba. Are they even in company anymore?
Toshiba. I have no idea if they're still in business.
Business was the word.
This thing is like probably a solid 10, 15 years old. Like, I swear it's that old. Because I've been living in my house now for, I think this is the 9th year, And I have like house stuff on this, like taxes from 2016. That's not quite as far, but I'm like we've had this since post college, and it's just old.
When we were trying to make the computer work because your phone wasn't, it was like,
Mhm.
oh, we're 90% done with the update, and then another update and another update. And it was like an hour and 15 minutes later. Oh, it's fully
That's- yeah.
updated. Oh, but I need some password thing now, and you couldn't figure out the password because you haven't been on it forever.
Admin password, you guys. It was
Oh.
that was really tough, and I was so bothered by it because I hate taking up time. Because you guys, you're super generous with your time. Our guest is donating time to us. I don't want to take up more time than we have to.
Yeah.
It's kind of rude, and I feel bad that it had to happen. So I made a decision though.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I bought myself a new laptop.
You bought a computer.
It's not top of the line or anything, but it should get us through recording because all I will really use it for is this. I have my phone. I'm always on my phone. I don't
It could
need
be a
laptop,
tax
but
write-off if we complete a company like an LLC by the end of the
Yeah.
year.
I
All
will
it
save
really
my
needs is
receipts.
all it really needs is like a fast speed and good storage for actually recording time. Like, I don't know,
Yep.
but it needs
Yep,
that type of stuff. So I
It's
trust
pretty
you.
decent, and it is not a Chromebook, so that was like rule number one.
That was a
and,
rule number one
uh,
because Chromebooks don't work for this type of streaming.
Yes. And another thing, I hate to disappoint Dan the Bearded Runner, but it is not a Mac. So I
Oh,
could
yeah.
not
Well,
I could not get a MacBook. That was so expensive.
You mentioned the bearded runner. So this is actually, it started with him. We were trying to record with him, and I tried to record just me and him. It was awful. I'm like, I can't do this without Erica. So we actually started an hour and 15 minutes later. Thank God for Dan being just like totally cool about it. And
So chill.
he was actually like, no, I'm really enjoying just hanging out with you guys here. I don't care if we record at all. And I think we went to like
Well, that's the
11,
point.
11, like 15 that
We
night.
wanted to record with you. I know. It was that was the late night where I was in my kitchen whispering during
That's
the
right.
outro.
Yeah, because we still had to do the outros.
Yeah. So, what a shit show that was. So, I had to pull the trigger and get something else. I mean, if they decide to fix the phone, that's great. We can do it still on the road, or I won't need
You
to
know
bring my
what might
laptop
be
everywhere.
cool?
But what?
We could maybe podcast from your house again. We love doing it virtually because it's just easy and convenient. But maybe we could next time we podcast from your house on the couch, we could probably have both computers on at the same time.
Ah.
Mine facing me, yours facing you, and we can have like a really good Riverside. I bet it will come out great still.
I'm willing to try
would-
now that I have the equipment.
We would take out the headphones because that
Mhm.
might be a little off, right? I'll hear you, but you'll be a second later in my ears. So it could be so cool.
You're so excited now. We have something to work towards.
Ah, we do. So maybe next week we'll have a new computer, or if not, the week after.
It's on its way. It'll
I
get
can
here when
deal-
it gets here.
I can deal with a grainy Erica knowing a new bright and shiny computer with like probably a top of the line camera, crystal clear
Better.
images
I
on
was,
the way.
I was trying to
HD
get
where we
something
can
good.
see the black heads on your cheek about to go and the white head about to like
You
burst
can see
and
the
explode.
cat hair on my sweatshirt.
You have
and,
a
all the
long
gray
nose hair sticking
hairs.
out there. You're going to want to get that.
Oh my god, you guys are gonna get way too close to me.
No, I'm excited. I'm happy. You were really hesitant the past couple months, and I was like, you don't need a computer. You have a phone. But your thing was you wanted a screen. Anyways, I'm excited. This is good for the pod.
But now I fear I'm going to get distraction because I can play on my phone just like you.
Yeah,
Oh,
well-
he's not the only one who can Google during a podcast.
Yeah, true. But that's why I get distracted, and I count on you for listening. You're such a good listener. So
I will make a promise that unless it's absolutely necessary, I will not touch my phone during recordings. So,
all right.
with the exception of right now because I'm looking at our tros.
Well, let's talk.
The show notes.
Let's get to the show. We really need to talk about the Boston Run show because we went
Yes.
and we have yet to talk about it. And I have a lot to say, and I think you do too. And it was a
Mhm.
lot of fun. We'll start with that. It was a lot of fun, but we went on Sunday in the weather, and you did something. You surprised me. I was shocked. You took a video and then you posted it on the
Woo!
On the Runs account. I was like, whoa. Usually if you
You
ever
guys, I
take
did
something, you
something
post it on
right.
your account and you tag me. You logged into the account and made a post. The first one of the
I
year. I'm
understood
so
the
proud.
assignment. Yeah, but that I haven't done shit since. So baby steps.
We did talk about you were going to do a post every week, and I was going to be like, hey, how's your 2024 resolution going of one post a week on our page? It's February 1st now.
Speaking of resolutions, though, I really didn't try to make too many, but the one thing I have been pretty good at was every time I do a load of laundry, I fold it that day. That has been a resolution of mine, and it's slowly becoming a habit. So
That's
I'm sticking
tough.
at something.
That's tough.
Mhm.
I don't think
See?
I can't tell you the last time I did that. I'm trying to figure out this laundry thing. I'm so good at starting it and
Yep.
moving it to the dryer, and then I take up a basket, but I'm doing multiple loads at the same time. And I'm like, I'll fold it all
Yeah.
later, and then it's like 3 loads of laundry I'm folding 4 days later.
Yeah. The only exception is if I do multiple loads of laundry in a day and I have to let it dry while we're sleeping. I'm obviously not going to fold it then, and I'll just get to it when I get to it. But
Where is your
I
laundry
have
though?
been pretty good. It's in the bathroom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mine's in the basement, so I have to bring it up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
And I
in
tried
the
to
ass.
separate mine from everyone else's, but everyone else's is always in the same pile.
It doesn't matter. It's just it adds up so quickly. There's always like 7 loads of laundry to do a week. It sucks. But
What's really tough for me is that when I do it at like 11 p.m., all the kids are sleeping. So now I have all their folded laundry, and especially the boys, I can't go in the room.
oh, that's right.
Right? So then
Yeah,
all the
there's always
laundry gets put
something.
right here on my desk, and then it sits there, or it's right behind. You see it? Hold on, let me.
I do see it a little bit.
You
I
see it?
like a pile.
That's folded
Yeah.
laundry from yesterday, maybe even 2 nights ago. No, 2 nights ago
So-
we were recording. That's from yesterday. Folded laundry.
That's a fun view. I was just sending Eric some pictures of what I am seeing when I record on the podcast. So he might share those a little bit.
I'll take
later,
one
but-
right now. I'll
Yeah.
take one right now.
So
I
he's
need to
gonna-
move.
We can see what's behind him now, and then
Yeah. I need to move, or what's in front of me. I need to move my desk, though.
Yeah, I've got some rearranging to do now once I get my new laptop, because my setup right now isn't quite going to work. There's not enough space to write. I mean, being left-handed is kind of helpful because I have my notebook way over to the side and I can reach it, but the microphone doesn't fit so great, and so
I
have
purposely
some Jenga to play.
made my desk for me being a lefty too. But I need to spin the desk where the background is always the wall, then I can put things on the wall. So I just took the
There you
pictures
go.
I'll send to you. The background on my
Perfect.
computer, it just keeps changing. I don't mind it. So it's a nice one of the sunset here and some
Oh,
boat in
nice.
the water. Probably somewhere warm right now.
I'll have
unlike
something
New
like
Hampshire.
that, I'm sure.
But Boston Run Show, we went
Yep,
on
off topic.
Sunday. We showed up about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
We just
you
drove
picked
right
me
in.
up Yeah, you took me, or you picked me up, which thank you for that. I was having some car issues, and you were nice enough to come get me, and we drove down in this slushy, sleety, rainy mess.
I would say Sunday was pretty chill. I imagine Saturday was probably pretty busy. Lots of things
Mhm.
going on. Sunday seemed more chill. It wasn't
Yeah.
super crowded or packed. So I'm going to be comparing this to a show I used to go to called Race Mania, which was at
Mhm.
Boston University, and it was in a much smaller, condensed area, and there was not a lot of shoulder room. I would say there was the same amount of booths at Race Mania as there was at the Boston Run Show. However, what I noticed, big difference about the Boston Run Show, some of the booths were much bigger, and there was so much space, and it was so easy to stand there and have a conversation, like at the Wahoo. Was it Wahoo?
Yeah, Wahoo with those treadmills.
Sick.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun checking that stuff out.
I might buy. I was on the fence. I'm like, when I get a
Mhm.
bigger house and have more room, I'm going to get that Peloton Plus treadmill. I think this treadmill is a little better, and it's cheaper. I ran on this thing. So guys, this thing was like, if you want to run faster, just run faster. If you want to slow down to walk, just slow down to walk. The treadmill reads off your body. It's like the first time this has ever been made. There's a sensor. It was so cool. You
Pretty cool.
can set speeds as well. But that was the coolest thing. I ran on it. You took a bunch of video of me and my moves going up and down. It was.
Well, I
it
didn't
was,
notice I got moves in there, but I'm
Oh
trying
no, my
to
moves
get some
are in every
content
picture
for
and
you.
video when I'm
I try-
running.
I tried to get some content for you.
But yeah, I just noticed there was so much more space in breaking news. It's not going to be at the Heinz Convention Center next year, guys. We'll talk about that later. But I thought for the space there was, it was awesome the way they spread it out because you could walk freely, move freely. You weren't like at the Race Mania. I was always like, weaving in and out, and the booths were so small, and you felt like you couldn't really hang out there and wait for a conversation. You had to wait for someone to leave the booth. So I loved that part about it. What about you? What did you think of the booths and everything there?
I really enjoyed it. They had it set up so well where it kind of, you just walked through the whole thing. It flowed really nicely. Does that kind of make sense? How you would walk in and it was just like a giant area of shopping, and then like you'd take one direction and it just kind of pushed you towards the stage where we got there right when Michael Johnson was talking.
That's right. We'll get to the stage later though.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just a nice flow of things. Like it kind of took you all around, and the shopping was great. I mean, I wish I could have bought some more things, but don't want to burn my credit card out.
Well, you kind of had a mission, or just like you knew you did some recon before the show. You're like, I know this is going to be there, and that's.
I knew some of the vendors. Yeah, I was paying attention, and there were some products that I was interested in looking into. One of those being a flip belt, and I wanted to try one on, see if it would work for me. So we were walking around, and boom, there's a flip belt lady. So we stopped. We were talking. I wound up getting one because I can use it for my upcoming ultras. I think it will be a nice tool to have, and I think somebody else was convinced to get one as well.
Well, I went in with no plans on buying anything. I've never bought things here. I just do research. I like to try things on and see how it works, and then I'll buy it later online. Yeah. I bought a flip belt because I have been running the past 6 months, call it, with a fanny pack, a very thin fanny pack, perfect for my phone, a couple credit cards, my keys. Like that's what I've been doing. But this flip belt, I'm like, let me try it. And I got a black one, of course, and it will just sit right on my waist. It will look like it will match perfectly with my shorts. You won't even know I'm having it. And it felt so much better than the fanny pack, because the fanny pack belt was this material where if it rubbed on your skin, it kind of would, I don't know, it was uncomfortable. And then I would either have it too tight or too loose. This thing was just like elasticy. I tried it on and I'm like,
moves with you. It's comfortable.
Yeah, I was like, I'm buying it. It was reasonably priced, but I forgot about mass tax.
Oh yeah, I did.
She was like, it's $39 or whatever, and it ended up being like $4, and I was like,
change, yeah.
How did that make sense? And then she goes, oh, mass tax. I go, oh, I don't even have tax where I live.
But yeah, it was nice to check out all the booths. I really wanted to try a new pair of those what are they, Shocks Open Fit, like the over the ear.
You didn't like them though.
Like, no, my ears, like they're too small for them or something. They just didn't seem like they fit right. But I'm still kind of considering them just because it's nice to have, like, if you're only wearing one, but I don't think they would stay on if I ran. I really don't. So maybe just a walking thing, but that's expensive for a walking thing.
So we're walking around. We found this really nice guy. His name was Rich, I think. And Rich has this running series where you can run in, like, I think it's Dover, Massachusetts, and you run on all this farmland, and he does races. Mark? It was a Mark?
Mark.
Okay, so Mark's telling us about this, and he asked us a few questions, and the podcast comes up. He looks at our sticker, or we handed him a sticker, a magnet, and he goes, you need to walk right over to that booth over there and meet that guy named Ryan and go and talk to him.
Oh, I got him here.
And we're like, what? What about Ryan? He goes, just go walk over, look for the sign that says butt napkins.
Butt napkins. So, of course, we go over to the butt napkin booth. We meet Ryan, who is a super nice dude. We're like, I think we were meant to meet each other because...
Did we just become best friends? Yep. Do you like guacamole?
But the one thing that totally solidified it for us, so they have butt napkins, so butt wipes, but they had these cute little pouches. Check it out. It's called the Code Brown bag.
It's perfect. So
I was like, you know what? I have to get one of these. So this is another purchase that I made.
So the
But
butt
it's got
napkins,
butt napkin.
you buy a box of butt napkins,
Yeah.
but it actually comes in like little pouches, like what you'd get for your sticky fingers when you go to a restaurant
like
and
a
eat
wet
ribs or
wipe.
a wet wipe.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
for, something to take and toss in your flip belt when you go running. And then you
Mhm.
got it all the time. It's perfect.
Yep.
It's kind of like how we talked about how I came up with the name of this podcast. I'm like, we need to create like a wet wipe, maybe even a biodegradable one that you can take on the run, and we'll call it On the
Yeah.
Runs, and then click. That's the name of our podcast, On the Runs.
But yeah, it was absolutely meant to be. So look out for some possible collaborations in the future. That would
So,
be really cool.
Ryan, they're from Nashville, Tennessee, which I thought was really cool. We met other
Mhm.
groups from like St. Louis and Nashville and other parts of the country. Texas was
Yeah,
one.
they did some traveling. I
Yeah,
think
they
Detroit
traveled
was
up
one
there.
too. Like,
Chicago
they were
was
all
another
over.
one.
I love Chicago.
But yeah, lots of people traveled. The cool part about Sunday, and maybe that it was a little more chill than Saturday, was just we got to really talk and have conversations with everybody. It didn't feel like you could only have a 2-second conversation because everyone's crowding the booth. They understood in most cases that we weren't going to be buying like those New Balance shoes, or we weren't going to be
Oh, yeah.
buying that Wahoo treadmill today. I did put my name in to win one though.
So did
So-
I.
So it was really cool that they just were open to talking, and they wanted to get to know about us, and we want to get to know about them. And I'll get to what I want to do later at the Run Show and how I want to work
Mhm.
with them. But not everything was perfect. There were some things we were like, meh, could have been better.
Yeah, one thing I would have done a little bit differently was just increase the mics from the speakers. It was really hard. Like, there was a great turnout for those speakers, and it was just a little too hard to hear when you were way in the back, like you weren't there early enough or lucky enough to get one of the seats close up to the stage. So it was a little difficult to hear from the back, and so I
We
would just
were
kinda
in the
up those
back
mics.
because we were like, we'll check it out, but we don't want to be rude sitting down,
Mhm.
standing up, and leaving in the middle.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
couldn't really hear. And I felt like part of it might have been that dial. They need to just turn it up a little bit for the volume.
Mhm.
Another part of it could be I thought the speakers had very little energy. And I'll say that for everybody except Laura Green, because I really felt like Laura Green had this on stage presence versus everyone
Oh,
else.
she's so charismatic anyways. She just brings it everywhere she goes.
She was standing and walking and pacing and talking, and just her voice in the microphone was probably loud so you could understand it. I was standing in the same spot for Laura
Yeah.
as we were for the other speakers as we would walk by on occasion and check them out.
Mhm.
She had a presence, but the rest had low energy. And I think part of the microphone, the volume did not help. And maybe
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe the Run Show has a thing like you don't want it to be too loud because there's booths right about 5 feet behind us. So you don't want it to be too loud where Flip Belt was right near the stage, right? You don't want it to be too
Yes.
loud where they're trying to have a conversation and they can't because it's too loud. I don't know. You're going to have to find that balance.
Mm,
The speakers are
happy
cool.
medium.
There seemed
Yeah.
to be, the seats were, 2/3 fill for most of them. Laura Green had quite the showing.
And so
of,
did Michael
of,
Johnson.
Yeah.
He had quite the crowd.
But compared to what I saw on Instagram with the UK show, like there's
Mm.
hundreds of people for all the speakers at that one. It's like that
True.
UK show blows Boston out of the water right now, but it was the second year for Boston, and Boston's trying to grow. It's the same company that puts on both shows, and they're in the UK trying to grow it in the States, and they can and they will, and they're going to continue doing it. And I really hope that we can be a part of it again. We're a tiny, tiny, tiny part of it this year because we got to talk to Mike.
Yes.
I have a vision for next year. Do you have any thoughts before I get to what I want to do next year?
Just last minute things on the Run Show. Oh, what do I want to do?
What would you do next year?
I think it would be cool to have our own booth there.
Yes.
And I was kind of playing around with ideas. Maybe we could set up a mic and somebody could come over. And if you had a cool story to tell, have a seat, talk to us. Let us know. Let us know like a 5-minute clip that and maybe we'll get you on for a whole episode.
Even a
like
30-second clip. Like
yeah,
I thought,
I'm giving people lots of time.
5 minutes
I
is a
think that
lot.
would be really fun.
I want a booth. I thought about it like even this past summer. I'm like, would we do it? And I'm like, nah, I don't know. I want to see what the vibe's like. And so after walking around, I think it would be so much cooler to have a booth. It doesn't need to be one of those big booths. It doesn't need to be the smallest one either. It also, it can't be the one in the corner near the bathroom. So it was a seafood booth. There was a seafood booth in the corner near the bathrooms. The girl there sitting there looked miserable. No one was coming. I think it was just for like, hey, if you're out of town, you should come to our seafood restaurant. She looked like a hostess, like of a fancy seafood place.
Mm-hmm.
I have this vision of a booth with,
Yes.
you know, a backdrop of our banner. We'll have to get a tablecloth that says on the runs. We'll have 2
Yes.
tables. One table will have a couple mics. You can hit play. We can kind of hang out. Here's why I think the booth would be awesome. Yeah. We walked around and talked to people, and we would bring up our podcast to them. They'd be like, oh, what do you do? And we'd be like, oh, we podcast about running. Here, take a sticker, take a magnet, take a card.
Yeah.
We didn't have cards, so the magnets were my card.
We got to work on that with the QR code.
I'm thinking like how much more attention it will get if we have a booth and we're hanging out and people walk by and like, oh, look at that poop emoji. What are you guys? What are these microphones? And then
Draws people in.
Get a cornhole set up, like just one.
Mhm.
And like if you get the bag in the hole, you win a small prize. And you're like, we need a bucket full of snacks and candy because
Candy.
ultra runners love snacks and candy. We're just
Yep.
like, we'll just have like a cool, welcoming environment to be like, hey, come by, grab this, grab that, you know, check us out. Here you go. We're not really trying to sell you. Well, we are trying to sell you our podcast. Listen to the podcast, but
It's not going to cost you anything, but
Right,
we're trying to sell it to
exactly.
you.
exactly. I think it'd be cool. Now, I have no clue what goes into getting a booth. Is it
Me either.
$100? Is it $500? Is it $5,000? I don't know. If it's anything over $501, it's not happening. So I have no
500.
clue.
That's
But-
my limit, you guys.
Yeah, which I think it costs a lot more than $500. So I might be dreaming
Probably.
here. This might be a long shot. Maybe it could be because we'll talk about some people we met, but we saw Patrick Karen, and he
Mhm.
was like, oh, apparently someone bought a booth space and then they had to pull out or something, travel reasons or whatever, just weren't prepared.
Mhm.
And so Patrick jumped on it. Their trail runners group jumped on it. And he's like, yeah, well, they said something. And so maybe something like that happens late last minute. So I already sent my friend a text and said, hey, the girl who got us the banner, do you make tablecloths? Because I might need one.
Very cool.
Because I
We're
don't
planning.
want
We're
some
planning
bare
already.
table with just like a white plastic and stains from a beer or something. I want a beautiful on the runs blue tablecloth.
I can borrow it when I go back to Anchordown this year. I have a folding table now.
I could get, we could do it for the Boston
gonna be
Marathon at
decked
mile
out.
19 so people will see it.
Yes.
Because we're bringing mics if the weather's good. And when everyone on that Poland Spring teams come by and everyone else we know running comes by, we can not only have the banner, but we can have a table with the tablecloth. I might order this soon. I got
Oh
a
my
couple
gosh.
months. It won't take long. When I put the order in, I'll get it within like 7
I
to 10
absolutely love
days.
it. This is amazing.
Ah,
I have an idea. Oh, I got to write something down. Continue.
let's talk about some of the people we saw. Who would be? Oh, Erica's showing us the bag. We'll get to the goodies we got in the bag later. Like we already talked about Ryan from Butt Napkins. It was really cool. I
Mhm.
got recognized. This one guy goes, "Are you Eric? Eric Knutson?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm Ethan." And I'm thinking, "Holy cow, we're recognized." It was Ethan from my Sunrise Ascent hike.
Well, it's still nice to be recognized.
But who is the one person who we never met yet and thought, I don't know if Erica and Eric are real 3D people?
Oh, Mary, we love you. Oh, it was so nice to finally get a chance to meet you. We got there and we touched base. We were trying to just find you. And you were like, "Oh, I'm over this way." And as we were trying to find our way, we met a couple other people
We kept
along
getting
the way.
stopped.
That's when we saw the Wahoo tread. So that took a few minutes.
And then we saw
talked to,
Patrick, actually, I think before
yep,
we found
Patrick.
Mary. Yeah.
Yep. Colin was the one you were talking to at Wahoo, who was super nice about and giving you some inside scoops about a couple of things, which
That's
I
right.
don't even know if I could talk about on the pod.
I don't know. Are we breaking news? Are we that?
No,
are
all
we-
right, let's just
I don't
skip
know if
that.
we're big enough where if we say something, it's going to be like breaking news on the Runs podcast says that Wahoo has this new technology or that Peloton's going to be teaming up with. Oh, okay, can't talk anymore.
So, anyways, it was nice to talk to them, but then we finally did get to meet Mary. You are as wonderful in person as you are on the internet, Mary.
So Mary was an ambassador of the Boston Run Show. And so she's already met everyone. She knows where everything is. So right away she goes,
Mhm.
have you seen Dave yet? Dave McGilvery. And we're like, no, we haven't. Oh, let's get up. Let's go. And she brings us to where Dave's going to be. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
So she's like, we'll find him later. And then she goes, well, wait, have you met the staff yet from Raccoon Media? I'm like, no, but I really want to because they helped us with Mike Seaman and I want to work with them more in the future and meet them face to face. So she brings us back to the entrance and we meet Sophie and Fern and Kate. And we were hoping to meet Chloe. We never got to meet her, but those ladies were amazing.
I just laughed that you could not remember their names. Kate was the only one I think you did remember because we talked
I think
to her
I got
for quite
them
a
right
while,
though.
but-
I just got them right.
No,
Was
you
it
nailed
still-
it. You nailed
Yes,
it.
I nailed it.
But you kept calling Sophie Sophia, and I forget
Yeah.
what you called Fern, but it was not Fern. It was like Furta. Furta. It was Furta.
I was like, Ferda.
Furta's not a name that I know of, but
Well, they gave
I
us
was
some
kinda
awesome
laughing at
stuff.
that.
So they gave us this
I know
goodie
that
bag.
was so nice of them to do.
It's a goodie bag. So here I'm going to go through it. Some of this stuff is what Wahoo gave us because Wahoo really liked me. So here's a Wahoo.
Well, you tried the Wahoo tread, and that's
I loved
what
it.
they gave you
I
like
loved
a.
it.
Well, you're showing us. So that was a koozie.
And then I got this. This is like a reflective. It's
Okay.
It's running vest. Did
I'd
you-
like to see you try that on, dude, because it was super. Like my head would not fit through the.
It's kind of
head hole.
heavy. Really?
It's very, very nice, but it was a tight squeeze. It's a very awkward reflective vest, but you will be visible, let me tell you.
Here's okay, so we got some Skechers cooling towel. I'm really excited about this. I need some towels for the bike. You know, I don't have any.
Nice.
Someone said they were going to get me some. Never
They're
did.
on the way, man. I
don't
ordered you
believe
some.
it.
I actually did.
My flip belt is in here. Here's the flip belt. I'll have to put this
Nice.
all on the Instagram. Cards and cool stuff. We got some fuel, a bag. I don't need another bag, but I have so many of these like drawstring bags. I'm dropping everything
Yep.
on the floor. There was okay. So
Good
when I
job.
opened this up and Ashley's looking through it, she goes, "They gave you beer?" I was like, "They did?" And then she pulls out a Sam Adams, but it's a non-alcoholic Sam Adams.
Yep.
There was was it Sam Adams or Athletic Brewing had a non-alcoholic beer set up there? Because people
I feel
people
like
could-
it's Sam Adams, because why would they give us one if they weren't set up? I think it was a giant Sam Adams can. I don't think it was Athletic Brew.
And then what I really like is this here. I like
What is
I
that?
got a headband, a Zwift headband. I don't know if it's gonna fit on my head.
You got
Oh, it
that.
does.
Yep, that was from Wahoo.
This
they
was
gave
from
you some cool
Wahoo. You're
stuff.
right. This was
Yeah,
from Wahoo.
yeah.
So I got this.
I didn't get one. I should have
And
ran with
this
it.
will be good for the Peloton. I won't have to wipe my brow anymore. Yeah.
There you go.
I got some cool stuff. I really did.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving
Actually,
me
a
this
really
goodie
nice-
bag. And the one thing I
Yeah.
bought, the flip belt. I will give you guys an update on the flip belt later. But we met. So let's talk about this. One person we met, we were super excited. You were a little nervous to walk up to her. We were patient because other people were walking up. But Kelly Roberts was there, and she was the MC of the stage, everyone on stage.
Yeah, she brought the energy too. She was so good at it. But she we were talking to her and she was like, "Could you even tell that I was like I'm emceeing this whole thing?" We're
She's like, people
"Yeah,
thought
we
I was
kinda
only going to be
figured."
here for the first 15 minutes to welcome them to the show. No, she's like, I'm here all day. I'm emceeing for everyone. And she would be handing the microphone to people and
Mm-hmm.
having them talk into it and ask questions. And sometimes she'd have to repeat the question because the person wasn't talking loud enough. Again, the volume
Right.
issue. Kelly was great. So we got to talk to her for like, it felt like 15 minutes. It was probably 7. I don't know if you realized, I
Maybe.
was so nervous talking to her.
And I'm kind of surprised about that because usually it's me who loses her shit over meeting
You lose your
people
shit and
see on
you're
the
like
internet.
jumping up and down. I'm so excited.
Well, I tried to rein it in because I
That's
didn't
how,
want
but that's,
her to
that's
think
how
I'm a,
you lose
a
your
nerd,
shit. I
but-
have the butterflies
Oh,
spinning
you
in
just
my
get, like,
belly, and I'm like,
shaky.
what do I say? How do I ask her to connect? Do I say, can I have your phone number? Which I don't do phone numbers. I'm like, can I have your email? Because email is the way I like to connect with future guests.
Yeah.
And then finally, I'm like, because I sent her a DM months ago, and she goes, oh, I don't do DMs. People are mean. people in there
Yeah,
are
well,
mean.
people are mean.
So she
Yeah.
gives me the email, and we'll try to work with her. But you know who might get to work with her before we get to work with her?
Who?
Hannah.
That's right. Oh, we dropped that Hannah's going to be running her first half marathon coming up soon, and Kelly does this awesome run group called the Badass Lady Gang, and they do all these group runs, and they have like training programs and stuff. So I was like, that would be a good opportunity if Hannah and Kelly can connect and help each other. I think that would be so cool. I would get some FOMO from that for sure. That I can't be there running with them, but
We could
that would
jump
be
on the
super
train.
cool.
We could jump on the train and go to Battery Park and meet them on Tuesday nights.
Well, I do want to go back because Peloton just finally opened their new retail space.
Did you see that? I thought
I
like,
did.
oh, we just missed it. Hey, Josh,
Yeah,
if
I
you're
was-
listening, we need to go back. Can you set something up so we can go to this retail
Make
store?
it a Bex weekend. I need in.
But yeah, the Boston Run Show, it was a lot of fun. I'll say some people, this isn't just one person. So if you're listening to this and you think I'm calling you out, I'm not, because I heard this from at least 3 people. They went last year and they're like, nah, I don't think I'm going to go back. It was a word to use would be underwhelming.
Mhm.
I don't think it was pretty chill. From what I heard from the Raccoon Media team, they said there was more booths this year. They had more ticket sales, or they weren't sales, but they had more tickets that were all free, more people coming in. So it's growing. The show's going to be bigger, and it's actually going to be massive next year because they're combining it with their outdoor show. Breaking news on the pod.
Ooh.
And it's going to be at the Boston Seaport, the World Trade Center there. So it's a bigger spot too for the 2 shows. That's at least what we think is going to happen. I think that's their goal. The outdoor show is in April this year. So I'm curious when they'll do it, because they did the run show in January. Will they move the run show to April? Will they bring the outdoor show to January? Will they do somewhere in the middle and find a sweet spot? I don't know. But that's what I know is it's probably going to be at the Seaport. It's probably going to be both shows, and maybe, just maybe, the On the Runs podcast will have a booth there. So we'll work. We've already been emailed. They already emailed us since the show, and we'll see what we can do.
That would be so much fun. We're already looking forward to it.
It was a blast. I'm really happy we went. We were bummed. I was bummed last year we didn't go. You didn't want to go because it was right before Tokyo. That's why
I had quarantined myself. Yeah, I didn't want to risk being around a ton of people with all the restrictions that were in place for me traveling to Tokyo. So I was sad to miss it, but I was very happy to experience it this year.
Yeah, so it was great. We'll be back next year for a day, if not the whole entire time, with a booth. And we'll have a mic on that table, and it will be like, you have a good running story, you hit record, you talk into the microphone, tell us your story, and we would listen later and play it on the pod. So that would be a ton of fun. I
love that idea.
I just think if we had a booth or a table, so many eyes would like look at our booth, even just walking by, and I think we'd get a lot of double takes.
You can't walk by,
because I think butt napkins got a lot of double takes.
We should put each other they should put us next.
We
to
need
each
to
other
be.
next year,
We need to be next to butt napkins. Yes,
we request it right now. We get dibs. But you can't walk by our logo without being like, what am I looking at? What is this giant
especially
poop emoji
our new
with
rebranded
feet?
logo with the poop emoji? It's amazing.
It is.
Can I break the news? Can I tell everyone who's going to be one of the speakers next year at the Boston Run Show? Again, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I think it's public knowledge if you really went and researched it, but I don't know. I'm not going to say it. You can say it. I'm not going to say it.
I don't want to get in trouble. You can say it, and then no, there are 2 that I know of. You can say one, I'll say the other. And then we're both going down.
Des Linden.
Do you know who the other one is? Who I'm thinking of? He is an ultra running legend in his own right. But he runs probably the most difficult race in let's say Tennessee. Probably most of the world. Most of the US.
Laz?
Yeah.
Laz is going to be there?
They got Laz Lake.
Laz is going to be there next year?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just want him to sit on stage and light up a cigarette and just
Holy shit. Yeah, you
Talk to
can't
me
do
a lot.
that, but I mean, if
know.
anyone did it, he would.
it would be Laz, yeah. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
next year's gonna be great. So we have to go to both days, make
We
sure
ha-
that we see all of the people.
We need a
especially
booth.
Des Linden. Who?
If
Des
we had a
Linden.
booth, we could we could have we don't have to be at it the entire time. Our third
True.
employee, Pterodactyl, could man the booth for a couple hours with Lindsay or something. We don't have to be sitting there the whole time. We can have some of our amazing listeners
Let's
hang out at
bring
the
out our
booth.
hype men. We can get Maurice
and
we can
Dave
get
at the
Dave.
same
Can you
time.
imagine? But anyway, speaking of Des Linden, a little off topic, but she's running in the Olympic trials this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm super excited about that.
And you're gonna watch because you did your research.
Oh, I am gonna watch. I already told Rachel, I'm like, I'm not gonna run on Saturday. I could do Sunday, but I think I'm gonna sit on my ass on the couch.
Because didn't you sign up for
watch the
Peacock
marathon
so you could
trials.
watch, right? You
I
did
had
the
to
free
check
trial.
and see if I had it, but I actually get it through my internet. I get free perks and
Did you
stuff
test
for
it
being
yet? Did you test to make sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
be
I have it, so.
test. Don't be going in there.
I've learned my lesson.
Yeah, nothing new on race day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, a very important Code Brown commandment.
Well, I don't know if I will be watching live. I'm sure I'll get good updates from you. I do know I won't be able to record the Tros next week on Monday because I'll be at the Bean Pot, which we go to every year. I accidentally scheduled a guest appearance, a pretty cool one actually, for Monday that we had to reschedule for a couple weeks back. But I'll be there, so we'll have to record the Tros a day earlier too. So
that's okay. We'll
Cool.
make it work.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to this edition of The Outro. Thank you, Pam, for the amazing time. That's a lot to talk about. We're going to get to Pam again in April and maybe even the end of the year. Hopefully we can do a little hotel room pod and hear about some of her races or maybe get with Maurice. I don't know how we can do it yet. I really don't want to bother them on Sunday night. They do their party.
Yeah, that's going to be, they need to
they do their
relax,
party. They do their thing on
de-stress.
Sunday, but I don't want to do any kind of recording. So they're going to be there on Thursday, and maybe we can go down Thursday or Friday or Saturday and hang out. I think it would be so cool to do that hotel room podcast. That would be amazing. And we could have your new computer and my new computer and still get the video. Maybe. We'll see. That's a stretch. That's a dream. It is going to happen one day. And I listened. Like I told you, I listened.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot we talked about doing a live show one day and selling out the Palace Theater. It's going to happen one day. It is going to happen. It's years away. Might be sooner than we think.
Steps, man. I don't know. Public speaking. It took me forever to even be able to do this podcast with you. So let's halt for a few. Put on the brakes.
All right.
My nerves would go out of control.
But I'm going to keep writing notes of dreams and things, and it's going to be fun. So, guys, thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to follow us on all the platforms we're on. The biggest one is Instagram. Go subscribe to that YouTube channel because once Erica gets her new computer, we're going to do some intros for the YouTube videos I made, and those are going to drop, I don't know, maybe around Valentine's Day if we're lucky. Let's get it to 50. We have 43 YouTube subscribers right now.
Come on, guys. You can do it.
The TikTok and the other things, Threads. We're on Threads. I am actually active on Threads. I'm posting at least every other day. I really like it. Someone made a comment that Threads is like old school social media. And it is so true. It's like the early days of Facebook when you could only be friends with the people who lived in your dorm, right? So Threads is, for me, it's all running. The algorithm knows we love running. And I don't get any of that other crap, at least for right now.
Great.
So I am really enjoying reading Threads. So check us out on all those platforms. And Erica, since you're back on your dinosaur computer, take us home.
Thank you all for sticking with us, and especially me with all of my technology issues. But we love you, and don't forget to stretch.
3, 2, 1.
let me make sure I get it right. It's Ricard.
It's Rickard.
Rickard. See,
But Ricard sounds so cool. We were thinking about changing it because a lot of people say
I
Ricard.
love
We're
you.
like, that sounds French.
It
or
does,
something.
Ricard.
Yeah.
Ricard. All right.
It sounds kind of like sexy, Ricard.